How the hell y'all doing tonight up here in Skeets? Man, I see them line dancers out there, man, they was doing good tonight. Man, if we gonna have summer this year, cause it's cold as hell outside.
Give me a big girl.
Say a big girl. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah, y'all thought it was Kurt Franklin, didn't y'all? Yeah, some crazy shit going on, man. You know what? I realized I thought I was crazy. It's some crazy people in the world. Can you take that echo out of here? Make me feel like I'm going to the moon. Yeah, man, you know, I realized, man, I thought I was crazy. I was at the park the other day, and I seen the guy, man, he talking to a cat for about 15 minutes. Like they was having a real conversation. Man, when I got home, I told my dog what was going on, man. We laughed for about an hour. So yeah, I'm known as the titty man. I love some big ass titties with a wet ass coochie. Yeah, because everybody want coochie. Some men want coochie so bad they have the surgery just to get one. You think I'm bullshitting ass Caitlyn Jenner? I like cheese, but I ain't no rat, and I like coochie, but I like that. So man, I tell little dirty jokes. You know what I'm saying? You know what, ladies, I'm 69 years old. Don't I got that sex appeal? Yeah, well, you laughing, but that's how I do sex with appeal. Last week I took a Viagra, the damn thing got stuck in my throat. My damn neck was stiff for about 6 hours. So my wife and I decided we were gonna try 69. Man, I'm 69 years old. I ain't never did nothing like this before. But my wife said she was gonna show me. My wife told me, she said, honey, lay down. So I laid down on the floor, and my wife comes over and she positions herself and she squats down, but she barks. I go to get up, she said, no, honey, we're gonna try it again. So I lay back down, my wife comes over, she tries it again, she farts again. I jump up and say, the hell with this shit, I'm not doing this 67 more times. So we live in a world not today where ain't nobody satisfied with their gender. Girls want to be boys and boys want to be girls, ain't that a bitch? Let me give you a good example. I was at the gas station just the other day, and I seen this young lady with some big titties. Now I'm looking at her, I'm a titty man. And I asked the young lady, I said, if I lick it, can we kick it? She said, I don't do guys. I said, I don't either, but I'll be your bitch for a day. I told her, I said, I eat coochie too. Eating coochie is like eating ribs. If you don't get that shit all over your fingers in your face, then you ain't eating it right. Now I'm not bisexual, but I bisex. And during that ordeal, I realized I was a gladiator. And I'm glad I ate her. So do y'all know that there's a nerve in the human body that connects the eyeballs to the anus? It's called the anal optic nerve. And it's responsible for giving the person a shitty outlook on life. If you think I'm bullshitting, pull a hair from your ass and see if it'll bring a tear to your eye. So before I got started, man, I was outside talking to a young lady outside. She was outside smoking weed. And I asked her was she addicted. She said, man, I got 6 kids. I said, I ain't asked you what the dick did. But evidently she was addicted to the dick, she got 6 kids. So I'm gonna tell y'all now, I don't wear condoms no more. Yeah, because Black Lives Matter. The last time I wore a condom, I took it off, you can hear voices saying I can't breathe. So you know what? People tend to judge a book by its cover. Take me for example. You would never guess that I graduated from Penn State, right? That's right, I got my GED while I was in the state pen. Yeah, I was literally in hell when they took me to jail. I didn't know that 36 months was 3 years. And that's some for real shit. Yeah. So I never been on HBO, and I never been to the Improv. But I've been on crack and I've been to rehab. From 1988 to 2017, I went from pre-med smoking to crack smoking. Man, I was so high, birds used to ask me for directions. Man, I was so high, man, I called the police on myself, and they came in there and arrested me. And they took me to jail. The next morning, I had to go to court. And the judge asked me, he said, how do you plead? I said, not guilty. He said, can you explain the 27 cigarette lighters? I said, Your Honor, I was afraid of the dog. But actually, y'all, I've been sober 7 years. I had to go through this program that said if you want to stay sober, you got to change your people, places, and things. And the first thing you want to do is get rid of your drug dealer's phone number. Man, I ain't talked to my doctor since. But that's some real shit. That ain't no joke. Ooh, man, this honey been good, man. So y'all enjoying yourself? Yeah, man, you know, so like I said, man, the world going on crazy. I mean, we got a crazy president, and then he got a sidekick. Elon Musk, they trying to take everybody's money. I remember when I tried to rob somebody, I said, shit, they trying to send my ass to jail. Here we got a motherfucker with 34 felonies, they just robbed us mine right in front of my eyes.
Keats.
So I remember during the time of COVID, man, they tried to get me to take the COVID shot. I ain't taking no damn shot. I know people that still messed up not a day behind that. So y'all, you know what? The other day, I had to go and see my doctor because my plumbing down here wasn't working right. So I went to tell my doctor what was going on, and my doctor put me on Viagra. Now my wife taking it hard. Man, I'm trying, man. I ain't gonna come up short twice, man. I'm little dead. I'm the titty man. I'm 5 feet tall. I ain't gonna come up short twice. Yeah, I'm trying, man. You know what? So I'm just glad. I'm glad to make it to be 69. You know what I'm saying? After smoking crack for 29 years. But look at me, you can't tell. That was a long time. The guys that I was buying dope from ain't even living out today. And they weren't even getting high. And that's some real shit. You know, in this life, you know, you'll come up short. I'm gonna tell y'all how I became a comedian. I had this job working at a pickle factory. And I had this fantasy of sticking my thing in the pickle slicer. Yeah, that was the fantasy. I worked there like 5 or 6 years, and every day I would walk by and look in, I had that fantasy of sticking my thing in the pickle slicer. I even called home and told my wife about it. She said, why would you want to do something like that? What if something happened to her? What am I going to do? I said, honey, it's just a fantasy. So y'all, on my 8th year, I did it. Yeah, I stuck my thing in this pickle slicer. And my wife said, what happened? I said, I got fired. She said, no, with the pickle slicer. I said, shit, she got fired too.
I know that's right.
Man, just trying to have some fun.
Yeah, she got fired too.
So it's been kind of a short night, man. You know what? I used to work at Walmart. And I remember working at Walmart, man. A guy came in one day and he told me, he said, man, you look like a serial killer. I said, I am. I just killed a whole box of Captain Crunch. Yeah. So anyway, me and my wife one day, we was riding down Coventry. And she seen this restaurant called Mongolians. She said, when I first met you, you used to take me to all these fancy restaurants when they made the food right in front of you. Said, you don't even take me there no more. That's why I want to go to tonight. I said, for real? She said, yeah. Man, she was mad as hell when I pulled up the subway. So when we got home, I asked her for some sex. And she said, not right now because my menopause been kicked in. I said, bitch, just pause for a minute. This shit ain't gonna take long. What's up, shorty? Man, you look taller than the motherfucker standing up over there. What's gonna happen when you step down? You gonna come up short? Huh? You try to get your ass on over there then? Right there. Hey, look, do a tuck and roll. Man, I thought I was the shortest person in town. He really made me come up short. You know, so oh no, I don't get high. I don't get high. I'm a coochie man. I eat coochie. That's what the fuck I do. Now, if they ain't got no hair around it, I don't want it.
I don't tell nobody. Oh my God. I don't tell nobody.
Well, you ain't got to tell.
Let me tell you.
Boy, hey, look, hold on. Don't you say I'm working? Why you gonna fuck with me on my job? Huh? Why you gonna come on my job and fuck with me? Do I fuck with you on your job, or do you got a goddamn job?
24/7.
You like a panhandler. Hey, look, you look like a panhandler. You have the pans in the dishwashing virtue. Man, don't you see grown folks talking? Hey, I don't want to hear that shit. Sit your little ass down. Trying to disturb my show. It's always you little bitty motherfuckers that come over and fucking with me. What kind of shit is this? That's some real shit. That's some real shit. But anyway, y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all, Bernie Mac came to me in the dream. And matter of fact, give it up for Bernie Mac. You know, he was one of the coldest in the game. Cause this comedy shit is some real shit. But Bernie Mac came to me in the dream. He said, "Look, Daddy, I seen they been fucking with you with your comedy." He said, "But tell this joke, cause I don't think they heard me the first time." So me, a white guy, and the Mexican guy walking down the road talking. I said, "Man, I want to go to heaven." The white guy said, "God, right down the road." I said, "How far?" He said, "About a half a mile." But I'm gonna tell you right now, little daddy, your name ain't on the list. I said, "Huh?" He said, "Little daddy, your name ain't on the goddamn list." I said, "Well, maybe I can try." He said, "Maybe you can. Maybe if you can ask the Lord a question, and if he can't answer, he just might let you into heaven." So y'all, I whispered in the Lord's ear. The Lord looked at me. He looked up. He looked down. He said, "Open the gate." So I walked through the gate. The white guy said, "That's some bullshit. How you get through that gate? That's some bullshit." So the white guy went to the father. He said, "Father, how did that black guy get in here?" He said, "Man," he told me, he said, "When black people ever stick together." So how many of y'all got children in here? How many of y'all got badass kids? 'Cause I got 2 badass kids. I'm raising my niece's children. So the school called me and I had to go to the school and to see what was going on with my son. So when I get there to the school, they take me to his classroom. So I'm standing in the back because I didn't want him to see that I was in there. But the teacher was asking the student, say, "I want you to use the word fascinate in a sentence." So this young lady raised her hand and the teacher called on her. She said, "When I went down south this summer on my vacation to my grandfather's farm and we seen the sheep, they were fascinating." She said, "No, I want you to use the word fascinate." So another little girl raised her hand and the teacher called on her. She said, "When I went to Vegas this year, this is my first time ever being out of town and I was fascinated." The teacher said, "No, I want you to use the word fascinate." So it was a little boy in the back and he raised his hand and the teacher called on him. Said, "My Aunt Curly got a sweater with 10 buttons on it, but the teachers are so big she can only fascinate." But anyway, y'all, that's my time, man. I hope y'all enjoy yourself tonight, man, up here at Skeets. Give it up for yourself, man. We got my little buddy. We got my little buddy come from all the way from Detroit. That's gonna come up here and get y'all together. His name is Big Shorty. We about the same size. So Big Shorty, come on up here and do your thing. Give him a round of applause, man, for Big Shorty from Detroit. Real funny guy. Give it up for him. Come on, y'all. Y'all can do better than that. Give it up for Big Shorty, y'all. All right, all right, all right.
What up, though, Skeets? Turn it up, DJs.